Why Britney Spears may never perform again. Those closest to Brittany painting a very bleak picture.
My daughter has had more than her share of stress.
What's going on and why some fear a repeat of a 2007-level meltdown is near.
Then former Brittany bestie Paris Hilton unleashes on LindSey Lohan.
Lame and embarrassing.
And our jaws are still on the floor.
Then TV history in the making with two massive finales days apart.
Oh my goodness.
But is it really over for Game of Thrones? The fans pulling out all the stops to get a final season redo. And from a fiery farewell to an epic flash mob send-off.
Every day I'm shuffling.
What you never knew about Big Bang's favorite way to say goodbye. This is Entertainment Tonight. Take a good look because it is possible you may never see Britney Spears perform again. I know. It's a shocking new development, and it comes straight from her longtime manager, Larry Rudolph.
That is huge, Nan.
Isn't it?
It's huge. And Larry Rudolph should know, right?
Yeah.
He's her manager, and he held nothing back on the record with E.T. about Britney's struggle with mental health.
Britney's manager is blunt about her career, telling E.T., quote, "I don't want her to work again till she's ready, physically, mentally, and passionately. If that time never comes again, it will never come again." He also explains why rehearsals suddenly stopped on Britney's planned Vegas residency, saying, quote, "We had to pull her show because her meds stopped working, and she was distraught over her dad's illness." Britney caused alarm last week when she was photographed leaving her conservatorship hearing barefoot. The judge ordered her to undergo a competency examination, and there were questions about her emotional state when she checked into a mental health facility earlier this year.
She has bipolar 1, which is a condition marked by episodes of extreme mania, extreme depression.
Rudolph says Britney seems uninterested in performing and, quote, "I have no desire or ability to make her work again." Keep in mind, Rudolph's comments are important because professionally, no one knows Britney better. The former lawyer started managing Spears in 1998 and is credited with discovering her.
She was a kid when I met her.
After runaway success, she fired him in 2004, around the time she married Kevin Federline. She rehired him in 2008 after a public meltdown.
I had that type of nature within me that wanted to rebel out.
Rudolph turned Britney's career around. He was the executive producer of her 2008 MTV documentary, For the Record.
The rule is that nobody gets in the door until they've spoken to one of us. This is the official beginning of the comeback, as far as I'm concerned. We retooled, when we put out the Circus album and then went on that tour, which was enormously successful. And, and now, the Queen is back.
Rudolph also orchestrated Britney's Vegas residency, which made over $130 million.
Britney Spears and Planet Hollywood. It's going to take over the whole planet. It's going to be big. It's going to be really big.
Meanwhile, a source tells E.T. Britney has had another very difficult week and that getting through each day is a challenge, so performing again right now or anytime soon is not an option. As for Britney's sons, Preston and Jaden, well, the source says they are living mostly with their dad right now, but they do visit Britney whenever possible. And Britney's mom, Lynn, has been sticking close by her side during what appears to be a second downward spiral. In 2010, Lynn told E.T. the first sign of trouble she noticed was back in 2004.
We lived the honeymoon phase for 5 years. Then all of a sudden, I don't know, it just seemed things started happening. In the relationship with the homeboy, from home, the Las Vegas marriage, and she told me she had married Jason. I said, what? And, before I could bat an eye, everything had turned upside down.
2 years later, Britney was married to Kevin Federline and pregnant with their second child. That's when she was photographed driving with their 4-month-old son, Preston, on her lap.
That driving incident, I did it with my dad. I'd sit in his lap and I'd drive. We're country.
Britney then sat down with Dateline for what many called an alarming interview.
We just need privacy and we need our respect.
By 2007, Britney and Kevin were divorced, and manager Sam Lutfi was the new constant figure in her life.
Sam, where's my mom?
That's when things really got dark. She shaved her head, started dating a paparazzo.
When are you and Brittany getting married?
All the while, Lynn said the family was cut off.
He shut us all out. But I told her, I said, I may climb over that fence and you may see my behind going over that fence. I said, so get ready. Devil, get us in there. And then this incident happened, but we were all called. How we ended up getting in that night.
That incident was Brittany's 2008 psychiatric hospitalization. Shortly after, Dad Jamie was granted the conservatorship and Lutfi was fired.
Things seemed to start getting better. The certain individual was restrained from coming around.
But 11 years later, Lutfi isn't completely out of the picture. Last week, Brittany and her family were granted a temporary restraining order against him for alleged harassment and threats. Lutfi denies all the allegations. Yesterday, he appeared defiant at the airport.
You feel like it's personal?
By who?
Jamie?
I think that's obvious.
So tough. Well, I'm sure Brittany's fans, if they are true fans, want her well first and foremost. Meanwhile, Brittany's next court date for her conservatorship is September the 18th. And we are true fans. We love Brittany. We are. We definitely love you. Okay, remember this delicious moment, Nance, when Brittany was in the car with LindSey Lohan and Paris Hilton? Look at them, but don't let the smiles fool you, everybody, because Paris was mad at LindSey, and last night, she doubled down.
The internet's going crazy now with the whole LindSey comment. Say 3 nice things about LindSey Lohan.
She's beyond.
Okay, that's one. That's a pretty nice one to say that she's beyond.
Lame and embarrassing.
Okay.
New shots fired and refired as Paris left Watch What Happens Live.
What are your thoughts about it?
She's beyond.
Their feud most recently boiled over in 2017, over a decade after that LindSey Britt Paris outing when Hilton called Lohan a party crasher.
It was just Britt and I out, and then she just chased us to the car and got in. She wasn't invited.
She was kind of acting like they weren't having it and that you came back with the house with them.
That's not the story, so let's just pass on.
Right. Well, let me ask you
I'm not
this.
here to talk about Paris.
I know.
You may also remember months before their infamous pic, Paris laughed at this LindSey did.
Lohan's movie Bond because she's a fire.
So what could be reigniting the rivalry today? Well, the frenemies run in similar industry circles overseas. Paris, a famous DJ, LindSey, a club owner in Greece.
I felt very comfortable starting with Mykonos.
I think she's doing well in Mykonos now. So.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I feel bad now because, whatever.
Today on SiriusXM, Paris said she regretted commenting at all and gave Lilo an apology. Kinda.
Well, I'm sorry for calling you beyond.
I caught the shade, Paris. I caught it all.
Sunglasses, I can't see.
Well,
darn, that is crazy. All right, well, let's talk big TV news. There's lots of changes coming for our favorite primetime shows. But could the biggest shakeup come from the Fab Four at American Idol?
Wowza.
Our special correspondent, Ben Aaron, found out.
The team coming back, you think?
I hope so.
Here's what we know. Idol will be back next season, but no word if the judges will return. Contract negotiations with Luke Bryan, Lionel Richie, and Katy Perry are underway.
The stakes are so high right now.
But we're told producers want to lower the cost of the show, and Katie's currently reported eye-popping salary of $25 million a season won't help with that. Ryan Seacrest is hopeful.
I know they're working on it. They're so fantastic together. The chemistry's great. They did a tremendous job picking the right talent, so we had a good top 10, so I hope it works out.
Meantime, the Modern Family gang negotiated big raises to return. Still, season 11 will be the show's last. But the cast of The Connors say they're just getting started.
You still have to keep your promise.
So next season, you guys have more episodes, which means more Connor family fun. That has to be awesome.
Yeah, we're really excited. I guess ABC wanted us to do more than our 13, and I'm not sure if it's confirmed, but I think we're doing 19, which is fantastic.
And Big Bang Theory's ending, so Johnny Galecki is going to have more time for your show, do you think?
He better not make any exciting plans. He better come right back home to Lanford.
And over on CBS, a fan favorite will helm one of the fall's biggest new shows. Patricia Heaton will executive produce and star in the comedy Carol's Second Act.
Interestingly enough for me, I've found that at this point in my life I have more opportunity than I've ever had, which is unusual because often women become sort of invisible the older they get, and I think that's changing.
Coming up,
and you get a car.
5 mini Oprahs put Lady O in the hot seat.
How do you live your best life?
Then, now the Big Bang is ending. Is Kaylee Cuoco ready for babies?
What do you want for Kaylee next? Like family?
We get scoop straight from her little sister.
And Judge Judy replaced?
That's why she's here.
Why she just gave up her chair to a college kid?
You're suing the defendant for $5,000, I see here. You're suing the defendant for $5,000.
Judge Judy wouldn't give up her bench to just anyone. No, she would not. 21-year-old Nicole Skinner won the You Be the Judge contest. Now, the episode won't actually air, but Nicole did get the full courtroom experience.
She was a natural. I was amazed and charmed.
If you can charm Judge Judy, you are doing well. And another wonderful role model, just like Judge Judy, is Oprah Winfrey, and she also inspires kids of all ages.
That's a lot of little Oprahs. These little ladies channeled Lady O for a special OprahMag.com video and even recreated some of her iconic show moments.
And you get a car. And you get a car. Everyone gets a car.
They also put Lady O in the hot seat for tips on how to live your best life.
What's the best reason to take a day off? I'm pretty tired myself, actually.
Oh, gosh. You know what's interesting? I did the Oprah show for 25 years, and I never once missed a day.
What's the best thing you splurged on when you earned $1 million?
Really good, fluffy towels.
What's the best thing that you and Stedman do on date night?
Usually it's something that I do for him. Like, I toasted an English muffin the other day for him, and he's saying to me, oh my goodness, where did you get this English muffin? So it doesn't matter what I do, he's always happy about whatever it is I'm cooking.
Still ahead.
8 long years I've been waiting to watch. And how she get killed? Rocks. Not even crack rocks.
Game of Thrones superfan Tiffany Haddish giving her hilarious post-show commentary on the weekly Fun or You Die series Game of Thrones. Clearly, this is a huge week for series finales, The Big Bang Theory tomorrow, and of course, Game of Thrones on Sunday. But let's start with GOT, which is already making ratings history. Sunday's fiery slaughter slayed in the ratings with a record 18.4 million viewers tuning in. That number gets even bigger when you add in DVR views. Season 8 is averaging 43 million viewers per episode. That's 10 million more than last season.
Oh my goodness.
All this even though fan reaction to what they're tuning in for isn't great. Last Sunday's episode got the lowest score of the entire season on Rotten Tomatoes with a 47% approval rating.
I'm so sorry.
With many fans not liking Danny's evil shift, in fact, there's now a petition for HBO to redo the final season. It has 45,000 signatures and counting. And get this, when you Google the words bad writers, an image of the GOT co-creators pops up.
Our intentions were good.
Sunday's finale episode cost a reported $15 million to make, and Bran is currently the odd maker's favorite to end up on the Iron Throne, followed by Jon Snow. But did 2 other shows predict the finale years ago? In 2017, The Simpsons seemingly predicted the fall of King's Landing in a scene that looked nearly identical to what viewers saw on Sunday.
Look, the dragon is burning our village.
I love our life.
And check out this Parks and Rec prediction from 2015.
Oh my God, babe! Game of Thrones is on tonight. It's the series finale. Khaleesi is marrying Jack Sparrow. Oh God, that show has really gone off the rails.
Another big TV finale is happening tomorrow night, The Big Bang Theory. And we've got secrets from Kaylee Cuoco's sister, Brianna.
I will tell you exactly the way it ended. Just kidding. No, I can't tell you.
But Brianna can give us details about The Big Bang's epic flash mobs. She choreographed all 3 of them.
Who in the cast picked up the choreography the quickest, and who was the worst dancer? You know who kind of kills it is Maya. Maya slays it, and Knopf. I will say that Jim had flashcards. He would write down all the choreography on flashcards.
No.
Yeah, I swear.
Jim's come a long way, actually. Check out his moves when the cast and crew did their final flash mob 3 months ago. But back in 2013, Jim just stood in the background.
But then he felt a little FOMO and needed to get into the next ones.
Bazinga.
So now the Big Bang is wrapped, what's next for Kaylee? Could she and her husband Carl Cook have babies on the brain?
They're so happy. I don't think kids are for a while for them. I think she just wants to enjoy being married.
As for Brianna, the dancer and former Voice contestant is developing her own line of streetwear activewear called Cult that'll be out this year.
And you already have a celebrity who will wear it when the paparazzi shots.
That's exactly correct. And
You know
I
what I
will
mean?
use it for all it's worth.
Amazing honesty. Yeah, we need an ET flash mob, I think. Anyway, it's crazy that the finales of The Big Bang and GOT are just 3 days apart. By the way, the last time there were 2 epic finales so close together was 2004. That was Frasier and Friends. They were a week apart. 2 of my favorite shows. And speaking of Friends, well, it's one of the many TV shows that ET was so lucky to be on the set of for the final seasons as we break down TV's biggest finales of all time.
Okay, should we get some coffee?
Sure. Where?
E.T. was there as Ross and Rachel finally figured it out. But the closing of Central Perk was nothing compared to what we saw when Cheers issued a last call.
Sorry, we're closed.
After Sam locked up, Boston hosted a heck of a finale party in 1993.
The tough part about all of this is how are we going to find an excuse to get together again?
After 11 seasons and 31 Emmys, Cheers spinoff Frasier signed off with lots of hugs.
That's our series!
And E.T. was behind the scenes of the highest-rated series finale ever, MASH.
We got a cutaway.
Alan Alda directed as 106 million people tuned in.
We'll be out in a year.
76 million watched the Seinfeld finale, but most didn't like it.
Haven't we had this conversation before? You think?
Lost's ending has been called by some the dumbest ending ever. The Sopranos and Mad Men's vague endings resulted in mixed feelings. While Sex and the City had a send-off that wasn't.
Did you want to come up?
Carrie got a happy ending, and we got 2 spin-off movies. What is considered the best series finale of all time? Well, that would go to Newhart and the show's surprise twist.
You won't believe the dream I just had.
Bob Newhart waking up next to his first sitcom wife, Suzanne Plachette, ending his 1980 sitcom.
No more Japanese food before you go to bed.
Tomorrow. Bazinga.
We are coming to you from the set of The Big Bang Theory.
I got dibs on Sheldon's seat.
One entire episode of E.T. 12 seasons of behind-the-scenes secrets finally revealed.
I didn't even get hired originally.
No, that's true. Plus, a look back to before they were famous.
Well, my mother wrote a letter saying that I was most like a Bette Midler.
It's Entertainment Tonight's Big Bang Theory special.
We're out. Please watch the show.
We are going to leave you now with the cast of Southern Charm. Season 6 kicks off tonight on Bravo.
I do love this show, Nancy. And they're from around your way, your neck of the woods. Down in Charleston. So we got the gang together to ask each other these questions for this charming edition of E.T.
Craig, do you even sew, bro?
Yes, Catherine, I do so, bro. And you're more than welcome to come over and sew with me anytime you'd like. Austin, what is the longest period of time that you think you'll go without talking to either Shep or I?
That's up to those bozos. Depends how much they talked. What in the world were you thinking when you named your dog after human Craig? It's hard to yell at a puppy, but if its name's Craig, for me, that's just a layoff.
Simba.
Yes! My question for Naomi is, how many sky miles are you accruing, and may I borrow some?
No, you cannot borrow any. I just got back from Bali and I spent 17 hours in coach and I earned those miles.